I look young enough to be coming here for the first time, but no, I've been coming to Cannes, oh my goodness, like at least 18 years now. I came for the first time, I think, in about 1999. So yeah, so I've been coming back all the time with various different agencies, been coming with Havas for the last 10 years. I think today it's about applying those technologies in a tangible way. What I feel like from last year to this in particular, there was a lot of conversation about what was possible, and opportunities and potentially how things were going to materialize. I think this year we're now starting to see things actually, be born, right? Things that are actually happening in the market. Businesses actually applying the technologies that they talked about last year to business solutions this year. So we're starting to see that materialize. And I think that's really exciting and interesting. So for me, there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of optimism in the market. And I think, there's something that we can really grasp there. We've talked and heard a lot about AI, a lot about technology, a lot about innovation. And I feel like there's a really interesting dynamic between the croisette, where we have the platforms, the media businesses, the technology and the IT businesses, Microsoft, the service businesses, positioning and pitching the innovations of now and tomorrow. But in the Palais, for me, we've still got a conversation about craft and innovation, but from a human perspective. So, how are we innovating our insights? How are we using data and technology to sort of really transform creativity? So I think there's a really interesting meeting point now between where technology is fusing with creativity. And that for me is really exciting. What we're starting to see is not only an increase in the number of brands that could vanish and no one would care. So that's moved from perhaps 74% to 78%. So people are disconnecting more from brands. But actually what we're starting to see is the brands that are really playing well are playing different in market, okay? They're really starting to work out how they can engage audiences in new ways, how they can deliver what we call agency, how they can also radically adapt around consumer needs. So the businesses that are able to pivot and transform and really change the way that they're actually providing, benefits, services, innovation, in a tangible way to people, those are the brands that are becoming most meaningful. So the storyline really that you're going to hear is about how businesses need this radical adaptability to play out and play effectively today. Creativity. I think inspiration overload. Transformation. Humanity.